Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Friday, March the 8th, and this is a quick hit on the indexes. Starting off with the Dow. So, we had yet another really nice day up in the markets. Dow up 67.5 points. Really amazing. What can you say beyond that? Pretty darn amazing. Look how many green days in a row we've had. 6. And really this one red day, it's nothing special. So, quite a run. Anyways, what can we look forward to going forward? Well, for a while now I was saying the best setup we could have would be a lower peak right here on the MACD histogram, setting up fantastic negative divergence. It's exactly what is happening. So I'm very pleased with this. And are we done? Keep asking that, right? All throughout this whole little revolution we've been having. Are we done yet? Are we done yet? Well, the answer to that is, I hope not quite yet, but I guess that's the best answer I have. So, 14-day RSI moving average still moving down. It is taking, losing quite a bit of its steam, but regardless, it is still moving down. We have the CCI still in decline from its very high reading. We have the stochastics very high and not turning yet. We have the RSI still heading up with room to spare, and the MACD histogram, the MACD histogram and the MACD still pointing up. So, do we have too much at this exact moment to say it's going to turn? No. And we've been saying that this entire little leg up. Just saying, watching for something to give us a clue. And we do not have the proper clue at this time. Going on to SPX. And a very nice down SPX, almost up 7 points. And for the most part, it is identical to the Dow. Actually, it is identical to the Dow. And we are setting up that nice lower hump right here. Do I believe that it'll go and bust out this sucker right here? Nope, I sure don't. So just a matter of waiting for the signal, which is not quite here. Although you could just look at this and say, oh, it's so extended, it has to turn, it has to turn. But you could have said that all in here as well. So just waiting and trying to be patient with it. Moving on to the VIX. I really like the VIX. Really like the VIX for a long, but not at this moment. We almost have a, we have an inverse hammer at the moment. Possible reversal candle, but I would like it to be a little lower. It closed below the lower price consensus level today. Bearish. It closed its own little gap today. Very nice. Excellent. We still have part of this gap up here. And I do believe that that will fill in the not too distant future, but not in the immediate future. And what would I be looking for? I'm looking for this, this floor. I want it to get back to that floor. And nice bottoming area in the heat map. I hope it can stretch out some more. Obviously, from history, it can. Yeah, we're still moving down on the MACD histogram, down on the RSI, which essentially is neutral. And we're getting pretty darn low on the stochastics, which I really like. But that by itself, not enough. Not enough of a reason. The 14-day RSI moving average is going sideways at slightly positive. I mean, it's not neutral. And the CCI is starting to get pretty low. And we can see that normally when the CCI gets that low, that's when something happens. It just needs a little bit more. So I'm hoping that it'll get down to this floor, and then we can have some kind of a reaction. But it's not quite there yet. I hope that it can overshoot, maybe get even a little bit lower than that, and then we can have positive divergence. That would be fabulous. So next couple of days. I really hope that that pans out. Maybe it won't, and I'll just miss whatever it's going to do, but I'd rather have a really nice setup, and that would be a really, really nice setup. Going to TNA. And the small caps. Wow. I mean, it wasn't too many days ago they were saying, no, this is lagging, it needs to bust out, blah, blah, blah. And it did all of it. It did all of it with leaving all these little pretty little gaps behind, kind of a little mess. Ending today with a massively pretty hanging man and just barely outside of the upper Bollinger Band. I would really love this one to get to 88, but I guess we'll see if that happens. There is still room for it to do it. MACD histogram, MACD, RSI, CCI, stochastics, and the 14-day is actually turning sideways. So just want to get everything to a really nice top, get some massively incredible negative divergence, and then wait for a crack. But the crack isn't here yet, although this is more promising than the Dow and SPX. But anyways, I digress. Going on to the right one, internal structure of volume. This is actually starting to look better for the bulls. I think it was about a week ago I was saying that worst case scenario for the bears would be the unbalanced volume and the accumulation distribution would be able to hang on to their respective up angles and eventually be able to turn the three minors that were already red into greens and produce a whipsaw. And that's exactly, as of today, what appears to be happening. We have the volume price trend angling up. We have the volume weighted MACD starting to angle up. We have the dual volume flow starting to angle up. And at first glance, this looks very bullish. Well, potentially very bullish, to have this turn into into 5 greens. But I personally do believe that if we do turn green on these 3, it will be a whipsaw. The accumulation distribution and unbalanced volume will run out of room. They'll turn red, and these suckers will very quickly turn back red as well, producing 5 reds. So, and this also seems to indicate that there is the potential for a few more days, maybe even a week, to the upside. I don't know that it'll be, this screaming rocket that we've had this last week, but that's what it looks like to me. And there is some speculation in there, but it seems likely and probable to me. And I'm going to double check that against SPY. See if we have the same thing in small caps as we do S&P 500. And yes, it would appear so. Volume price trend curling up, volume weighted MACD curling up, and dual volume flow curling up. How about that? I know that a lot of people out there are saying, oh, we have to make all-time highs before this can turn down. Maybe that's true. I'm not sure if I totally buy into that. But it is interesting. So yes, this is identical to TNA. Slight variation, but essentially the same thing. So there it is, and I am just waiting with glee, because once this finally does get a downtick, a real nice downtick that follows through, I do think that it'll be really nice. It'll shake some people out. It'll be kind of abrupt, and then there'll be time to, for a very short time, buy again. Here's SPX, just to give a little preliminary as to what will happen when we get a downtick, especially if we get it soon. If we were to get a downtick today, it would give us a target just shy of 1530. I'm hoping that it can do that from like the 1555 or the 1560 area, although it could be as high as 1580. But I mean, that'd be absolutely amazing. But anyways, for the moment, just shy of 1530, is where it should go if it were to do it in the immediate future. And this thing is set up, I think, for a very nice secondary correction when that happens, and then it can continue doing whatever it wants to continue doing. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you.